I'm really glad to be here. This is something that I believe deeply in. I've coached youth sports from 4-year-old soccer up to high school level athletics, and I have 4 adult kids, all of whom played varsity sports through their senior year in high school. The kids that I had didn't retire. But I watched what happened with a lot of other kids, and in Detroit now, we're actually building out 10 soccer complexes of 10 fields each. We're going to try to go from 2,000 kids playing to 5,000 over the next few years to get these kids active. But if they don't stay, what does it mean? And I got a chance to see firsthand. And there's one word for why kids don't keep playing. And you all know what it is. It's adults. And my son played competitive baseball. I was a scorekeeper, which meant I got to be every kid's best friend on the bench. And these kids, about 12 years old, serious league, 50, 60 games a year. And there was one kid on the team who was the weakest player on the team, and about halfway through the year, coach let him start a game. The kid gets 2 singles, makes a play in right field. 4th inning comes, they sub. You got 16 players, 9 spots. Just about all the kids play half a game. Kid comes off. His teammates are high-fiving him. This kid is beaming from ear to ear all the work he put in. And then his dad comes up behind the fence and says to him, "Why'd the coach take you out?" He's like, "Dad, there's 16 kids on the team. It wasn't I did something wrong. You got 2 hits and he took you out. This is BS." Goes off, and the kid, 12 years old, tears streaming down his face. That kid didn't play baseball the next year. And you say, what are we doing? And then I had exactly the opposite experience. I think I mentioned I probably coached 500 soccer games. I coached State Cup, Premier Championship at 15 years old. But the team I remember most, I had a little team of 7-year-olds. And my youngest son played on it. After the second practice, these were the worst group of kids I was ever associated with as far as players. They hadn't played before. They were a little overweight. They were clumsy. And so I brought the parents together after the second practice. And I said to the parents, I got to tell you the truth here. This team is not going to win a game. In fact, they're probably going to get clobbered every game. And knowing what parents are like, I thought I should brace them for that. I said, but I tell you what, the teams in this league practice 1 day a week. If these kids come out and practice twice a week, I think before the end of the year, we might be able to win 1 game. I'm not sure, but that would be it. But I don't coach here to win 7-year-old championship trophies, right? I mean, the whole point of coaching youth is to build their confidence, learn what they can do as a team, get fit and the like. The parents talk it over, and they decide to do it. So we practice 2 days a week. And about the 5th game of the season, we managed to tie a game. Second to last game of the season, we managed to win a game 1-0, and then we lose the last game of the year. The kids are all gathered afterwards, and the parents come up. One of the parents takes out a bag and says, "I'm so proud of you. I brought trophies for each." And the parent had bought a trophy for each kid. And the second parent took out a bag and said, "I didn't know you were going to do that. I got trophies for each of the kids too." And then a third parent took out a bag. These kids who won 1 game all year had 3 trophies. They were as excited as could be. The parents were as excited as could be. And I thought, I've coached soccer games that won major national tournaments that wasn't a fraction of the joy that I see here. And why? Because the parents, from the start of the year, were investing in the kids' progress, not worrying about what this mistake was or that mistake was. And it taught me something I knew from then on, that I could make the kids better by coaching well. But if I wanted their experience to be more enjoyable, I had to coach the parents. And I spent a lot of time doing that. And I won't tell you that I was always successful, but it made a difference. And so if we're going to have these kids, you can see why they turn to the individual sports, the skateboarding, the X Games, the esports, etc. Things they can do by themselves without an adult. And it's the damnedest thing. These kids encourage their competitors. Kids by themselves have a totally different kind of psychology. But I look at this and say, as we expand these soccer leagues across the city, and I understand why soccer is popular. In baseball, you stand up at bat, you strike out, everybody's watching, you drop a pop-up, everybody's watching. In basketball, football, you got to be pretty big. In soccer, every kid's feet reach the ground. And if you kick and miss, there's probably 3 kids behind you. And so for the younger kids especially, to build confidence, and so we're going to build these fields across the city. We are licensing and training these coaches, and one thing we're going to indoctrinate or incorporate in these coaches is we're going to have expectations with the parents. And so the challenge that you are taking on is a challenge that's deeply personal to me, and I really look forward to what the Aspen Institute comes out with, because this is a really important thing. Kids should be able to enjoy their time playing sports, and they ought to stay with it. Thank you very much for being in Detroit.